It's supposed to look the most crazy. That's like the whole point. Hey guys, and welcome to another video. I'm Mike Bloomberg if you're new to the channel, and let's get started with today's video. Okay, today's video is a video that I haven't done in a while, and it's actually, I'm gonna make an updated version of the main poses in bodybuilding, and we're gonna show how to do it, or think something is a mistake or wrong. Write it in the comments. Don't be afraid, write it, and I will get back to you. Okay, so there are mainly 7 poses that a bodybuilder should know and are the most common poses in most divisions. And let me just explain what we're going to do. So first of all, the 7 poses are front and back double bicep, front and back lat spread, side chest, side tricep, and most muscular. Okay, we're going to exclude the relaxed pose and the ab and thigh for a second because those I think are less common. You could also learn how to do them. I might do them in the future. And let's get on with the video. Before we dive into the first pose, let's get some things straight. Okay, first of all, people like to say, oh, the pose is what I'm showing, like the muscle that I'm showing. It's only one muscle. No, you have to flex the whole body, which means the leg placement is important. Everything else is important. And, okay, another thing is these bodybuilders, they practice posing for hours a day. Okay, that's something that you need to work on because when they're dried out on the stage, and it's harder to think, and you want it to come naturally. The final thing before we get into the first pose is when you're taking a picture, a video of the pose, you want to have the camera like this. Basically, the camera has to be lower than you and facing up. And then when you're doing most poses, you're leaning back or forward, so that it's just the best angle, and it's actually the angle that you have on stage because the judges are lower. So let's dive into the first pose. Okay, the first pose that we're going to get into is called the front double bicep. It is considered the most basic, but it's actually pretty hard if you think about it, and it's hard to perfect, and it's one of the most important poses. Let's get into the front double bicep. So basically what you want to be doing is you want to be bringing your biceps when you're flexing. You want them to be over your shoulders so that you're not straight like this. You're like that a little bit. And you also want to bring out your back, the lats, and the legs, again, depending on who you are, how you want to do it. You can see different bodybuilders place their legs differently. It's whatever makes your physique look best and whatever you think is the best. Also, another thing, some people will do it the vacuum version, where it brings up the chest and the upper body more. And some people will show the abs like this. Okay, now we're going to show the back double bicep. Basically, this one's a little different because it's from the back, so you're leaning back a little bit. You want to also flex your lower back, which is important. Some people like to put their legs at the same spot. I like to put one a little bit back. It depends on preference, and that's basically what you want to do. And you want to come as low as possible and then bring up the biceps as much as possible. Okay, the next pose we're going to talk about is the front lat spread. Okay, this one is a little more complicated and there's a lot of variations. The variation that I think looks best and is actually the variation that Chris Bumstead explains how to do it very easily. And basically what you do in the front lat spread like this is you press down your arms on your sides, and then you bring up your thumbs, and then you go pull out as much as possible. But first, before you're doing that, or while you're doing it, you want to blow out all the air so that you can see the abs, and then you want to do a vacuum, okay? The vacuum, some people will say you don't really need the vacuum, but the thing is, with the vacuum, it makes you look a little bit bigger, and you can still see the abs when they're sucked in once you're developed enough and you're low enough body fat percentage. Okay, here's the next pose. The next pose is the back lat spread, and basically what you want to do is like a lat spread. Again, I like to put one leg back, and then you want to do the lat spread, but after you do the lat spread, you kind of just want to go like that, like lean back suddenly, like that, and just stay like that. Again, flexing the lower back so that you can see everything and see the structure. Okay, now we're going to move on to actually my favorite pose, okay? It's called the most muscular, and you'll see why in a second. Basically, what you do in this pose is you could place your legs however you want. Some people do a quad stomp before. We're not going to get into what that is. But basically, you place your legs and you want to do a vacuum. Sometimes you would do a vacuum, sometimes not. And you want to kind of just like come down like this. And basically what you're doing is, and sometimes you open your mouth or something like that. Pretend like you're streaming or something like that. And you're showing off the chest, the traps, the shoulders, the biceps, like everything. It's supposed to look the most crazy. That's like the whole point. This pose is called the side tricep. This pose I used to do with a vacuum, and then I figured out that that's a mistake. But what's important about this pose is that you're putting it's from the side, and you're putting one leg in front of the other, and you're pushing the back leg into your hamstring in the front leg. So just as if a kid would go like this to the muscle, it's the same idea. And then you would flex the calves. And so the thing is, when you're pulling back the tricep, you would want to have the tricep in a way that it's the best angle, okay? You gotta find the best angle. And trust me, it really matters what angle the tricep is at. That could be why you would think that you were doing it wrong. And then you want to kind of move a little to the side so that everybody can see, so you can see the whole tricep. Okay, this is the last pose. It's the side chest, and I recently received a correction by a friend. You know who you are, shout out to you. Anyways, this leg placement is the same exact as the side tricep, and the top part, basically what you do is you're showing up off the pecs and the bicep, and the way you're doing it is you're coming from the side and you're putting pressure from one arm to the other one, squeezing this pec into the other one, and flexing this pec. And you want to basically also do a vacuum so that it looks bigger, and you want to come from the tilt to the side so that the waist looks smaller. Okay, this is the end of the video. I really appreciate it for you guys watching until now, whoever did. And if you've enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. It helps the algorithm, which helps the channel, which helps me. And smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. And let me know in the comments anything you want to ask or say about the video, corrections, questions, anything. And don't forget, keep grinding, and I will see you in the next one.